Grim Reaper number 775 on the track, and I'm back today with another jam-packed video. I'm sorry it's been a second since I last made one of these. I am in college at Georgia Tech and it has in fact been kicking my butt recently, so sorry about that, but today's video is going to be really informative and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is going to be like a pretty casual video. I'm just going to be talking you guys through what to expect on a game day. For me personally, it's been quite a long time since I've played in an actual game, thanks to Corona, but I know that Derby is starting back a little bit, and so some people might be playing in their first game ever, which is so exciting, and maybe might not know what to expect. So that's what I'm here for. It's just going to be like a friend or a teammate talking you through what to expect on game day. Okay, so let's start off with the night before. So if you're anything like me, it's gonna feel like you're in elementary school again, going to bed before the first day of school. Like, you're excited, school is the only thing you can think about, you toss and turn all night, you can't fall asleep, eventually you do, and then you just wake up and it's bout day already. Like, that's just how it is, and it's so exciting, it's so fun, it's nerve-wracking, but it's the best feeling in the world knowing that the next day you're going to be taking the track like a badass. Okay, so you go to bed, you wake up, and you're nervous and excited. Great. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to eat a yummy breakfast, and this can vary for everyone. I like to eat a bagel personally in the morning. I know it used to be my team's tradition to go to Einstein's Bagels and eat bagels. Obviously, I recommend the Lox bagel if you're into smoked salmon, but anything will do that just makes you feel grounded and ready to go and ready to have lots of physical contact in the next hour or so. Okay, so after breakfast, you're gonna get your game day look on. So this will start, of course, with your bottoms. Your top is a given. You're gonna be wearing your jersey. So you get to choose your bottoms, yay. Sometimes your team might actually mandate like black bottoms or something, but if not, then just pick out whatever bottoms make you feel comfy. Obviously they wanna, be good for playing derby. You don't want to be picking out a wedgie every 5 seconds, right? Happened to me before, I can vouch for it, it's not fun. So yeah, you get to pick out your bottoms, and also you get to add any extras to your bout day look, like makeup or face paint, maybe doing your hair a certain way, stuff like that. And then if you have a lucky pair of socks, make sure you put those on that day because you will be needing them. Alright, so once you are all dressed up in your bout getup, it is time to go to the venue. So you will drive to the venue, arrive there, and then as soon as you step inside the building, you're probably going to have to check in as a skater. So one of the volunteers at the venue will have a list of all the skaters, their names and their numbers. So you're going to tell that volunteer, that check-in volunteer, what team you're playing for, your derby name and your number, and then they'll get you checked in, and then you can head inside to the venue. Okay, so brace yourself for what I'm about to tell you. This next step is crucial. It is a crucial step, a crucial part of game day. So as soon as you step inside the venue, you are going to be in awe. You're going to be like, wow, this place is awesome. You're going to look around. You're going to be like, holy shit, I'm going to be skating on this track here in a second. And you're going to be nervous. You know what happens when you're nervous? You nervous poo, right? So take your butt to the toilet, take care of yourself, do your business, and feel no shame. I don't. Right, so what I'm talking about is probably something that happens to, I would estimate, 80% of roller derby players, and it is called pre-bout poops, okay? It happens to everyone. There's no shame in it. Just go to the bathroom, do your business, and be done with it. I can guarantee that every derby bathroom at every venue is going to smell like butt because everyone is in there nervous pooping before the bout. Okay, so after all that is squared away, you're going to gear up. Each team will have their own designated area where they can gear up. So you'll head to that area, put on your gear. If you are like me and you gear up kind of slow, I recommend getting to the venue early so you have ample time and you don't feel rushed. Once you gear up, there will be a little bit of time for you to get onto the track, feel out the floor a little bit, and I highly recommend doing this. You're going to want to know what floor you're skating on for the bout. Is it sticky? Is it slick? Right? Are you going to be sliding around on the turns every time you skate? Or are you going to be face planting every time you do a knee fall because the floor is so sticky? You're going to want to know all of these things. So yeah, I really recommend after you gear up, just go skate on the floor really quick, even if it's only for a few minutes. Highly, highly, highly recommend. However, each team does get a designated 10 minutes allotted for them to warm up on the track. So for your team's warm up, for that 10-minute period that you guys can warm up, you have the track all to yourself. The other team is going to be off the track doing their own thing. That 10 minutes is for your team. And during that 10 minutes, you're going to do whatever your coach tells you to do. They usually have some sort of 10-minute warm-up plan for you guys. Could be feeling the floor, putting some wall rotations out there, some jammer rotations, just testing you guys, getting you guys warmed up, and ready to have an awesome game. Right, so when it's not your warm-up and the other team is warming up, you can scope them out, look at their players, see if they have any really hard hitters, what are their jammers like, how are their walls, stuff like that. But if you know that's going to psych you out before the game, don't look at them. Just focus on yourself and be with your team. So that's my advice for warm-ups. Okay, so sometime in the mix there's going to be a captains, coaches, and refs meeting. So at that point your captain and your coach are going to go meet with the other captain and coach and the head ref, and they're just going to have a quick little meeting to talk about the game, stuff like that. You'll also have some time before the game just to be at your bench with your team. So that's a good time to do some stretches if you haven't already, and just kind of get yourself situated for all the madness that's about to occur. So also before the game and after your warm-ups, y'all will probably do team introductions. So that's when the announcer is going to go through each skater on the roster and announce their name and number. Super hype, super fun, and there's several different ways that teams do introductions, but I'd say one of the most common ways is that the crowd lines up on the outside of the track, and then once your name and number is called, you do a lap and go high five everyone. So super fun, super cute. I love introductions. After announcements, the refs will do a gear check immediately before the game. So this is when they're going to line up each team on the outside of the track and check your gear. So a couple refs will come over to your team and they'll ask you guys to all pull out your mouth guards so they can inspect those. They'll just take a look at them, be like, okay, yes, those are suitable for the game, you put them back in, and then they'll come up to you individually and be like, hey, I'm so-and-so, can I check your gear? Once you give them consent, you'll hold out your wrists and they'll check your wrist guards, your elbow pads, your knee pads. They'll take a look at your skates maybe, and then they'll tell you to check your own toe stops, make sure they're tight and ready to go so they won't come loose during the game. So yeah, gear check is just the refs making sure that your gear is present. You have all of your gear that you need for roller derby, right? That would be your helmet. Oh, I forgot that. They check your helmet. So your helmet has to be covering your forehead and it can't be super shaky. Like, it has to be on there and secure because we don't want concussions, right? Right. So yeah, gear check, they just come, make sure that you have all of your gear and make sure that it's like in good working condition. You won't get hurt during the game. So yeah, gear check. Okay, so this next part happens like right before the start of the game. Your team is gonna do like some sort of chant, so like 1, 2, 3, go team, something like that. And then like right before you know it, the game is about to start. Your bench coach will put out the first starting lineup. So that'll be the first 4 blockers and a jammer. If you're in that lineup, you will take your place at the jam start location. So that is if you're a blocker, in front of the jam line and behind the pivot line. If you're a jammer, that will be behind the jam line. At this point, if you're a blocker, you're going to be strategizing with your wall. Do you want to be in the front or the back? What formation will you be doing? Stuff like that. If you're a jammer, you might be moving back and forth, kind of testing the wall, just getting yourself ready. And so I do want to point out that at this point, if you take a look around you right before the start of the game, you'll see refs on the outside of the track, refs and NSOs on the inside of the track, various volunteers, NSOs, photographers scattered throughout the venue, and then of course the crowd waiting for the action to start. Alright, so sooner or later you're going to hear a rolling whistle and then 5 seconds yelled out by the jam timer at the pivot line. So for reference, the jam timer is an NSO, a non-skating official, and they have a stopwatch with them at all times, counting down from 30. And so once that timer gets to 5, they yell out 5 seconds, and you have 5 seconds before the jam starts. Once that 5 seconds expires, they blow their whistle, and then the jam starts. Alright, so the jam timer blows their whistle. The start of every jam will be signified by that one whistle, and then the jam will go on and get called off either by the lead jammer or the 2-minute jam will expire. Given the nature of derby, the jam can last 20 seconds to 2 minutes or anything in between, and then all jam ends will be signified by 4 short whistles. And so at that point, if you hear those 4 short whistles, you just stop what you're doing, no more blocking, no more derbying, and you just head back to your bench. And then your bench coach will put out the next lineup, and then the next jam will start again. And so these jams will keep happening until the 30 minutes on the clock for the half has expired. Okay, so real quick, if you get called on a penalty, you will hear a ref call your jersey color, your jersey number, and the penalty that you committed. As soon as you hear this, skate off the track, and then go to the penalty box to serve your 30-second penalty. Make sure you skate off the track and then do not argue with the ref. Even if you think that you didn't commit the penalty, just go to the box and serve your 30 seconds. Also, don't freak out if you get a penalty. Everyone is human, mistakes happen, it's okay, but do remember that you only get 7 penalties per game before you foul out. So just try not to make it to 7 penalties, but it's okay if you get a few here and there. But yeah, so the jams go on and on for the 30-minute half, and then once that half expires, then you are at halftime. Halftime is usually 10 to 15 minutes long, and it's just a good time for you to take a break from all the action that you just partook in the last 30 minutes. Halftime is usually when your team will gather and talk about how the bout has been going so far, what you guys have been doing good, what you might need to improve on. You can also, take a second to stretch during this time, go take a potty break, stuff like that. Your bench coach will probably ask you to be back at the bench with like a couple minutes, maybe 5 minutes left on the clock for halftime. Once you guys are back, you all will regroup with your team and then maybe do another chant before the second half. Also before the second half, the refs will do a visual gear check, so they'll line you up again on the outside of the track and then just take a look at your gear. Is it still there, right? Stuff like that. And then this time they won't actually be checking your gear physically. So once both teams are cleared, the game will start again. Just like the first half, you're going to hear that jam timer give the 5 seconds, and that lineup will go. The jam will start, and then it'll keep going until the next 30-minute period has expired. So after the game, the officials gather and they make sure that the score on the scoreboard is correct, and then the score gets finalized and a winner is declared. The winner takes their victory lap around the track and high-fives the crowd, and then after the victory lap, then the opponent takes their lap around the track and also high-fives the crowd. Super fun, again, kind of like introductions. It's just nice to high-five the crowd. Everyone in there just thinks you're so cool, and you are, so yeah. Ooh, and I also want to point out that your team might do another chant at the end. So yeah, just chants all around, super fun, and Yeah. But yeah, after the game, then it's time to decide on MVP awards, most valuable player awards. So normally there's a MVP blocker, MVP jammer. Wait, there's an MVP? There's an MVP, yeah. There's an MVP blocker, an MVP jammer, and then sometimes there's a unicorn award, which is basically like best all-around skater. And the thing is that you choose the MVP awards for the other team. So your team will be deciding on who gets the MVP awards on the other team. So yeah, the announcer announces who got picked as MVP. It's always super fun to see the reveal. You always like cross your fingers, like hope it's you. And then team pictures. You guys will gather with the other team, just get a quick picture. Sometimes it's in front of the scoreboard, sometimes it's just like in a random place. Normally people will be like, yeah, everybody get together, mix, and it's just take a cute picture and it's awesome. And yeah, then you're done. You just played derby. Good job. But no, for real, like you're gonna be sore for the next 3 days. You're gonna feel so cool. You're gonna be like, yeah, I just did that. Like I hit so many people. I fell on my ass. Like it was great. And you're just gonna be so proud of yourself. It's the best feeling in the world, you guys. So yeah, I hope this little walkthrough helped some of you guys out that will be skating in your first bout ever, or maybe your first bout back after the pandemic. You just needed a little refresher, you know? I do want to say that my heart is just so happy to see the amount of people that have picked up skates as a hobby during the pandemic. You really chose the best hobby ever, like roller skating. It's so fun. And then if you choose to play roller derby, after that, it will be the best decision of your life. Roller derby is literally the coolest, most amazing sport ever. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. It's just awesome. I love derby. I can't wait to start playing again. Yeah, I'm sure you guys feel the same way. It's just, oh, so fun, so awesome, so cool, so badass. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have to say about game day. I hope you got a good rundown of what to expect, and good luck at your game.